Okay, quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. So today's video, are we being groomed to be poor? Let's find out. So the UK education system, and I have harped on about this a couple of times now, doesn't teach our kids anything about taxes, about investing, about compound interest, about managing debt, about earning money. It doesn't really teach any of that at all. And if it does, then you're in the 0.01%. There is a reason for that. Basically, bad habits, bad financial education keeps people reliant on banks and loans. The 9-to-5 system is basically designed for workers, not for wealth builders. It's designed for drones, not entrepreneurs, essentially. Schools and society train us to be employees, not business owners, because if you're a business owner, there's a small chance that you might set yourself free. The economy actually relies on people staying in debt and working endlessly to pay off the interest and then get into more debt. Inflation and wage suppression are not accidents. Every year, inflation rises faster than wages, meaning that people are always falling behind. Meanwhile, banks profit from loans and overdraft fees. And who has money invested in the banks? Who's got shares in the banks? Yay, rich people. Of course they have. The welfare system keeps people stuck. Benefits are really only there to cover the absolute basics. And sometimes, nowadays, depending on where you live, they don't even cover that. It keeps people in a cycle of just surviving. You're on the cusp of breaking point. If you earn too much, they cut your benefits further, and that makes work financially pointless for many people. And I've questioned this myself many times. There is a chance to break out, but they don't want you to know this. This is why the rich invest instead of saving money. This is why job security is basically now a myth. Side hustles and multiple incomes are really the only way forward. There is a way to escape the system, but you won't be taught this from within the system. And that is the absolute gospel right there. My financial journey, my financial re-education, if you like, started about 3.5 months ago at the beginning of the year. And up until that point, I was a worker drone. I was a worker bee. And all I knew was you basically work. You put a portion of your money in your bank. You hope that the bank don't stiff you too much on interest, which you end up paying tax on anyway. So if the bank give you bad interest, you might make £1,000 in a year if you're incredibly lucky. And then the government come along and take a cut because they can. Why not? So we're not taught about any of this stuff. And I've made a point of educating myself. I've tried to educate myself from an investments point of view, a pensions point of view, a budgeting point of view, all of it. It's tough. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of it you just have to work out for yourself. But it would be to the benefit of everybody if this was taught in schools. When I was a kid, this is like the mid-80s because this is almost 50 years old, we had a lesson in school. It would have been the start of secondary school called home economics. And basically it was a glorified cooking class, and that was why most kids took it. But within this glorified cooking class, they did teach you about budgeting for household bills. That class lasted for about 12 months and then it got rug pulled. I think it's because they realised that we were getting a bit clued up. So I don't know if this is still taught anywhere in the UK. I don't know if any schools still teach home economics. I put a video out about 4 or 5 weeks back, and a lady did respond saying that her child had been taught about investing. That absolutely blew my mind. And I'm 100% sure that she's in the 0.01%, or rather her child is, and that this isn't commonplace in regular sort of state schools. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on this. Why are we not educated from an early age about investing, about budgeting? Let me know in the comments. Is it because there's a dark agenda? Is it because the state don't want people becoming clued up? They don't want people having a shot at freedom. They want people to keep paying into the system that covers their pensions, buys their Porsches, and pays for their holidays in Val d'Isere. Food for thought. So there'll be another video tomorrow. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, all that jazz. And yeah, Goldman. Peace out.